Well, students around the country are returning to schools that have reopened after winter break.
But many of them are being reminded of the lunch debt that they are racking up this year. Listen to this. School districts are reporting massive unpaid bills for school meals. This comes months after the federal government stopped providing lunches to students for free under a pandemic-era program. CBS News correspondent Meg Oliver has more on this.
Here you go. What are you getting, cutie?
At Makefield Elementary, Afifa Benjamin serves up cheeseburgers, sweet peas, and
Hot dogs and bologna, hanging with my...
a few lyrics for the lunch crowd.
These kids are family to me.
The Pennsbury School District in Yardley, Pennsylvania has more than 9,000 students. 30% qualify for free or reduced school meals.
Are kids coming through this lunch line with trays full of food and no money in their account?
Yep.
The federal waivers providing free school lunches nationwide during the pandemic expired in September.
You guys want cheese?
A new study shows school meal programs are at risk with rising costs and supply chain issues.
How high is your student lunch debt?
At the moment, it's $65,000.
Why is it so high?
I think families are having to decide whether they are going to pay their electric bill or pay for their students to eat meals.
Kimberly Steffi is the director of financial services for the district. They're fortunate to have private donors pay their debt, allowing them to continue providing breakfast and lunch to every student, even if they can't afford it.
If you're a district that doesn't have these great donations coming in, what happens?
Those districts will have to take resources from their general fund to pay for the debt.
Nationwide, student lunch debt tops $19 million. Some districts are so desperate they've resorted to lunch shaming in the past, offering kids a cold sandwich instead of a hot meal, or banning them from school events if they carry a balance. Lori Atkins is president of the School Nutrition Association, who's urging Congress to permanently pass free school meals for every student.
We're really concerned about making sure that all hungry kids have access to food during the school day.
The current federal program pays schools back for each student meal served based on income levels. As part of a bipartisan bill last summer, Congress raised the reimbursement rate by 40 cents for lunch, but the program is set to expire in June.
Do you think Congress realizes how many students go hungry every day?
No. Somebody needs to let them know.
What's your message to them?
Every kid needs to get fed.
According to the USDA, more than 9 million children in America are food insecure, and the past few years has only pushed that number higher. Recent efforts for a more permanent solution appear stalled in Congress, and the latest proposal doesn't go back to paying for all student meals, which means at the end of this school year, a lot of districts are going to have to dip into their general fund. What does that take away from? Teacher salaries, school supplies, books.
And they're already so strained. I really appreciate that you're highlighting this issue. I didn't know about lunch shaming even being a thing in so many schools. And you think about kids feeling so embarrassed and ashamed. I mean, despite being hungry, not being able to learn. If that's the school district you went to said it's $65,000 in debt already. It's only halfway through the year. And if they can't pay it fully, you dip into other things. How pervasive an issue is this?
Well, put this into perspective. The average teacher salary in the United States is around $65,000. So they could afford to hire another teacher, if not two, by the end of the year. I talked to another district in Michigan. They're more than $30,000 in debt. And she was telling me that debt follows the student until they graduate. And so there are a lot of seniors where they reach out to them and they say, hey, you're not going to be able to buy a prom ticket. I need to talk to your mom. Now, she also said, we would never go through with it, but it's the only way sometimes to get that communication started. So it's tragic. It's very sad. It is tragic. And we were speaking before your story about some schools, like the ones that my daughters attend, have tried to eliminate the shaming that goes along with some kids needing subsidized lunches, and just everybody gets a school lunch. It's all paid for by the school. We heard in your piece that that's a proposal that's before Congress, but it's stalled. Is there any traction? Are you hearing anything more since you're highlighting this issue? Well, so that's the big issue. And so the association is going to go lobby Congress in March, hoping that they will reverse that and they will at least consider offering free meals across the country again, because those reimbursement rates that have been put in place, they're going to expire in June. So what does that mean? These schools are not going to be able to afford to keep up with inflation and the supply chain issues. And there's also a worker shortage. So you've got teachers, a huge teacher shortage. These districts, this is all they have. They're strapped.
And a thanks to cafeteria ladies everywhere. You highlighted one with that song.
Benjamin.
She said, hot dog and bologna, luncheon for my homie.
The best. You know what the kindergartners call her? Super lunch lady.
Super lunch lady,
With
indeed.
good reason. And you are super, too. Super correspondent, Meg Oliver. Thanks for bringing this attention to this important issue.
Thank you, Meg.